let's go to page 1. And by the way, the top right-hand corner of all the slides will tell you the page number that I'm on. Let's start out with the big picture. What is this Reg CC? What is this funds availability? Well, I want you to understand two things. There's two laws that are on the table here. There's the Expedited Funds Availability Act, and then the second one is this Check 21, or the Check Clearing Act for the 21st century. Now, we're going to get into coverage here. It's important that you pay really close attention to this because Reg CC applies to demand accounts. That could be a business. That could be an entity, an organization, the bowling team, as well as consumers. This is not a consumer regulation. It's a demand account regulation. Now, there are certain segments of it, though, that only apply to businesses or only apply to consumers, and I'll point those out. But know the big picture here, that this is about demand accounts. And if you read on there, your savings, your money markets, those are, even though a money market demand account, it's in the title, those are not demand as in Reg D defining what is more liquid. And basically it comes down to that if you don't have this thing about reserving the right to require 7 days notice of intent to withdraw, that's a savings and money market account thing, that it's a demand account. Now, time accounts also, again, not covered by this. This is checking accounts, now accounts, super nows, those types of things. You might have other names for them, but we're not talking about savings where there's used to be limitations. And this has really gotten all kind of gray because they've changed Reg D so much over the last couple of years, but your checking accounts. So make sure that you understand which ones are your accounts, because you might have different names at your institution for them. It's only demand accounts, right? Now, there's a couple other things I want to point out here. Your state might have a duplicate law that applies to those savings, and California is one. I think Massachusetts is another. I don't know them all. I don't know state laws. I don't want to pretend to, but you may have some state laws that take these same rules and mirror them or slightly the same. Also, underneath number 2, it talks about mobile deposits, such as remote deposit capture. Those are not covered by this. So we're talking about checks that are brought in, that are mailed in through the ATMs, things like that, but not through mobile deposits. So it's interesting that there are parts, and you can read through that second paragraph, parts of Reg CC that apply to mobile deposits, but the delays and things like that we're going to talk about today are not. So there's different parts, subpart B, subpart C, stuff like that. It's a horribly written regulation. I'm going to try to make some plain English of this.